Representative Peterson, thank you for joining us. Can you describe your district?
Well, my district composes of Burnsville and Lakeville. It's a portion of both communities, and I call it the Southern Gateway to the Twin Cities because it's I-35 and then it splits off into 35W and 35E. And so you can easily go to St. Paul or Minneapolis, and we have a lot of wonderful amenities. We have lots of lakes, we have Buck Hill. It's a diverse housing from single-family homes to even rural parts. I actually am on septic and well where I live, to multifamily housing of, higher rise apartments and things of that nature. So we have a lot of different housing. We also have a lot of manufactured housing in our area. And so I think that it's a nice wide cross of different types of people that all feel very connected to the community. There's a lot of pride in our community. A very strong church community as well, and we like enjoying the outdoors as well as being committed to our jobs and our families at home.
Can you describe your professional occupation and what you do outside the state capitol?
I'm a commercial real estate agent, so I work in sales and leasing in different types of properties such as retail, office, industrial, and land, and also multifamily can be thrown into that as well. And I focus most of my area on the South Metro, so the majority of it is in Dakota County and Scott County.
What are your legislative priorities?
Well, this being a short session, it'll be focused on transportation taxes and bonding. However, being on 2 education committees as well as the Health and Human Services Reform Committee, I'm sure that there will be some additional things that are starting to pop up. For example, even today, I'm dropping a pharmacy bill that will be so you can get 90 days prescription 90 days of your prescription filled. So for example, if you're going to go to Florida for the winter or something like that, you could fill that prescription at this time without getting prior authorization from your doctor. 2, things that are happening in education have to do with licensure and making sure that teachers will be able to get a license that might come from out of state to help address the teacher shortage is another one. And then there's several bills that are still carryover from the years from last session. And we're hoping to see some tax relief in different areas. So we'll see how that pans out once we get into negotiations with the Senate and ultimately what the governor will sign. But I'm hopeful that we'll see some tax relief too.
Well, what do you see as the biggest challenge facing your district?
I think that transportation is a really big deal. I do have a bill out to replace the I-35W bridge, and that stemmed from basically there's a car accident at Cliff Road pretty much every morning. And we're excited that MnDOT has put this as their #2 Metro Bridge priority. However, I'm hopeful and cross my fingers that we could maybe even get something done a little bit sooner because congestion is an issue in our district. I think that education's always been a topic that we want to have the best education for our kids. We have good school districts in our area, and we want to make sure that those teachers are empowered to do what they would like to do to make sure that our kids have the best education possible too. Those I think are some of the top, as well as, we have to look at the taxes. Taxes we have to be good stewards of the money that we have here and make sure that we're spending it wisely at the state capitol.
Who inspires you, and what do you find inspirational about him or her?
Well, right now I'm going to say my 95-year-old father is my inspiration. This past year he was in and out of nursing homes, and I just saw him the other day, and he is going right at it. He's running all over the house. He's buying stocks and doing all kinds of things, and it's just really encouraging to see his zest for life. And he's always been a person who's very positive and looks at the positive things in life.
Representative Peterson, thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.